Gilmore, Gilmore for second round pick, man. So second round pick all day. The reason for
All
that
day.
though,
Thank you.
yeah, all day. It's really not even close. The reason why is Gilmore is on the last year of his deal. So you're going to have to trade a Jimmy G, who could get you potentially your second or third round asset, or as far as draft capital is concerned. And then next year you have to try to re-sign him to some big, deal. He's 30 years old. You're going to have to, sign him to an expensive deal.
No, that's
doesn't
a
really
one-year
make
rental.
too much sense. It's a 1 year rental. That's an expensive rental.
Right.
So using that capital, though, it really gives you a lot of options for the draft. So depending on, there's a lot of debate, and do you like this guy in the top of the draft? Do you like Kellen Mond? Let's say I did this part for you because I know you love Mond. If you want Mond so badly, then getting that second or third round pick for Jimmy is exactly what you want, because I think that you would want to get back into the first round for Mond, not just because that's where you think you could get him. It's because you could get him on 5 years.
That's right.
Exactly.
So you get him right in that Jordan Love area, right in that Lamar Jackson area, 26, 27. Yes, agree. Yeah. And that, you can't make that move up with, because we would have is the 43rd pick and the 46th pick, theoretically, package those suckers together. Boom. Kellen Mond. Love it.
You got your quarterback. Yeah.
Yep.
So you could take a corner early. You could or Rashawn Slater, whatever your flavor is, and then move up, get your quarterback, and now you solved your whole problem there, and you got rid of Jimmy. Another thing that was being talked about though a lot is get rid of Jimmy now. Do you cut him now? If you could trade him now, then yeah, sure. Take the deal you have now. But I think there'd be more of a draft day trade, and that's what I would advocate for, because I don't like the idea of tipping my hand. If we're getting rid of Jimmy.
And I think that's what's happening. Don't you think that's what's happening?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's like, okay, we know the Patriots want. We know what the Patriots are willing to offer, probably. We know that Teddy Bridgewater's out there. What's the rush? Let's get our quarterback in the draft first and then make the move.
Yeah, if that's the route that you want to go, why would you tip your hand? Because one, we talked about trade-up scenarios within the top 10. If they really like a guy, that becomes instantly more expensive because it's a demand type of issue. And then also, if there's a guy that you really like, you're going to have Patriots, you're going to have Washington, some team like that moving in front of you potentially and taking your guy. So even if you were confident that, hey, we could sit back at 12 and get somebody, maybe not now, because teams know that you're looking for a QB. So I think it sets you up better. And it literally seems like there's going to be a second wave of free agency in June 1st. And having $23 million in cap space, you're going to be able to clean up and fill in any holes in your roster there. 1 year rentals, cheap guys, but you can go and put a team together and make a run.
No doubt.
Yeah.
So trading Jimmy sets you up for the June 1 maneuvers at that point.
Yeah.
That works for me. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's been shown that, look, they just freed up $11 million in cap space right there. So we are set up to be able to get some guys now in free agency. It seems like Lynch has never been a big splash free agency guy. So I think they're well set up right now for FA. So
if they make a draft day trade, when do you think it'll go down? Like after the Patriots pick at 14 and before the 20s come up, because you're trying to trade into there for your quarterback? What do you think? How do you see that playing out?
Yeah. So it goes after the 49ers pick at 12.
Okay.
That's what I think. Okay. Because that's when it's like, hey, we just drafted a quarterback. Let's go play with that scenario.
Yeah.
We just drafted our quarterback at 12 or whatever.
Yeah.
Now Jimmy's available.
Yeah.
And so what it does for you though is that I feel like, especially with a team like the Patriots, it raises the price of Jimmy.
Yes.
The reason why I say that is because all the quarterbacks are gone.
Right. You just took a guy at 12 and the Patriots couldn't. Say the Patriots really wanted Kellen Mond. That's their ace up their sleeve. The Niners take him at 12 or whoever. Maybe it's Mac Jones. I don't think Mac Jones will be there at 12, but if he is, that could happen. Yeah, he might not.
He might not. Which I don't agree with, but he might not.
He might not.
Guys are kind of getting pushed up and stuff. I advocate really just sitting at 12 and see how it shakes out. There's no reason to trade up for a guy like Justin Fields or Mac Jones, and I really don't think we should be trading up for Zach Wilson. I think we're on the same page there.
Yep.
Because you can stand pat at 12. If a guy falls to you that you really like, take him. Great. That's actually a really cheap way to acquire a quarterback, just sitting there spending one draft pick, rookie deal. You got your guy. Or you can wait, potentially trade back into the first round, and grab your guy, Kellen Mond.
And then recoup some draft capital by trading Jimmy the next day or whatever.
Yeah, then you're good to go. You can get your second. I mean, people are saying a second. I didn't think we'd get a second. I thought we maybe get a third, but I'd love a second. That'd be cool. Sure.
Yeah.
But it's possible in the scenario when all of those quarterbacks are taken and the Patriots are sitting there going, oh my God, what are we going to do at QB? Are we going to roll it back with Cam? Oh, geez, and Belichick's a competitive guy. They want to get back in the playoff hunt. So they're looking for a quarterback this year. And that's how I think how you're going to get the most value out of Jimmy is in that sort of a scenario.
Love it. That makes sense to me.
Yeah. And you really open yourself up for the second round because there's some guys available in the second round that are really impressive. I mean, we got corners, we got even a center in the second round. There's a couple guys, your Cesar Ruiz over in Michigan. He's a center guard, so he gives you some flexibility there in the second round. You retain that pick by trading Jimmy. Greg Newsome out of Northwestern is another guy. He has some injury history, which concerns me, but Aaron Robinson, there's a few guys that could be available for us in the second round at corner and then also at center that can help fill in some gaps there. So it really opens you up, I think, by waiting, being patient with the trade with Jimmy, do it on draft day after you've secured yourself a quarterback. And then now you can fill it out from there, and then you set yourself up post June 1st to
because if you trade Jimmy before you've drafted your quarterback, drafting the quarterback becomes much more complicated. Everyone knows you got to take someone.
Oh, absolutely.
So how do you maneuver?
It'd be you can. It's just very expensive to maneuver, and you're trying to do this cheap, and they really need all the draft capital that they have in order to fill in all these spots on the roster.
Also, if you're chilling at 12. If you're just waiting at 12 and everyone knows you need a quarterback because you already traded Jimmy, then people are going to be looking to jump ahead of you. And the odds of the guy you want just dropping to you at 12 diminishes greatly because every team that likes him too, well, I got to get to 11. I got to get to 10.
Right.
Because I know what the Niners are going to do. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they love Mac Jones. That's that's the apple of Kyle's eye. Well, probably. Yeah. But maybe he loves them. But then, it's been alluded that Bill Belichick and the rest of his staff, they like him as well, potentially. He could be a good fit there.
Right, no doubt.
So now you're not getting him.
Right, because of the Saban connection. If Saban likes him, Belichick drafts a lot of Alabama guys. That's a little pipeline there. Yeah. Real quick, help answer 49ers Ultimate Report's question. If Jimmy G is traded or cut, which current QB in the NFL or QB from the draft knows Kyle's offense? Mac Jones to an extent. I mean, there's a little carryover between who's the dude in Alabama
or from the
Sarkisian and Kyle, because Sarkisian was the guy after Kyle in Shanahan.
Yeah, Mac would probably be the most pro-ready type of guy as far as being able to absorb an offense and have everything handled above his shoulders.
The verbiage, all that stuff.
Yeah, because it is an NFL offense that they run over there in Alabama. I'm a big fan of it. I love their concepts. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And that's the big pull to Mac Jones. It's everything he does, what's going on between his ears. Yeah.
Big pull with Nick Mullins too.
Yeah. Yeah. But
and you know what? If Nick Mullins were at Alabama, he would have tore it up, dude. I'm telling you. If Nick Mullins were at Alabama, he would have tore it up. Behind that offensive line.
Fine college QB. Yeah.
Oh yeah. He was a fine college QB at Southern Miss. You put him in Alabama, he might just be a top 10 pick. That's why these Alabama quarterbacks really scare me. They win national championships with NFL backup quarterbacks routinely. So how do you know?
Yeah, that's the projection that you have to do with any player, though. I mean, you could take a guy like Justin Fields, for example, and we're projecting based off of his athleticism, not necessarily off of his play entirely, because his play was up and down last year.
Right.
He didn't have a flawless season, and he has issues with getting to his second reads, being late, even on his first read, he's late on his reads. Yeah. So you're projecting certain things with him, and just like any other player. So you're projecting Mac Jones to take the next step. And that's a big part of the evaluation is, do you think this guy is going to take the next step? That's the biggest question, because if you have a player that you're drafting and you don't think that they're going to progress past where they've been in college, then that's a no play.
That's true. But here's the thing. Any coach who likes CJ Beathard enough to take him in round 3 would like Mac Jones enough to take him in round 1. There's no question.
Yeah.
There's no question. And Kyle hasn't changed that much. Everyone's like, Kyle's had an epiphany. He realizes he needs this and that. No, man. Kyle's name is double down. He's doubled down on every decision, opinion he's ever had. And I'm telling you, if he likes CJ, he's going to love Mac. Going to love him.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Mac Jones is a much more efficient quarterback. I think he's a little more, I think he's more cerebral. There's
both of them have no physical gifts. It's all the toughness, the moxie, the whatever.
Right.
The intangibles.
Right. I like the way that Jones does feel pressure better. I know that there is tape of him getting a little squirrely in the pocket just when it gets tight. But and so there's a hard thing to evaluate there when you're looking at that. Is he scared of contact, or does he lack experience in the pocket?
I don't think he's scared of contact. He probably lacks experience in the pocket because that's the way it is at Alabama. You don't have face pressure very much. If it's head on, he'll hang in there and take the throw if he can see it. But I feel like sometimes when it's closing in, he's like, oh, I got to scramble. Like, no, not in the NFL. You need to make that throw.
Oh,
you need to stay right there. Yeah.
No, you need to be able to hang in the pocket. And so he only has 17 starts. And that's the thing with a lot of these quarterbacks is that they're not very experienced. A lot of these guys are juniors coming out. They don't have very much time under center or at all under center technically.
Right.
So it's just a big projection. So it's funny that you can watch tape and then two guys see two different things, in players and stuff. But
I mean, the NFL is a multi-billion-dollar enterprise. They have the smartest football people in the world. And it seems like the league has been god-awful at drafting quarterbacks since forever and have gotten no better at drafting the most important position in the sport. It's a total crapshoot every year. They have it's very interesting. It's very difficult to do.
Yeah, it's incredibly difficult. It's probably the most difficult position in all of sports to be able to acquire and to evaluate because so much of it, I think, is cerebral.
Yep.
So much of it is how does a guy handle pressure? How does a guy handle adversity? How is he, in the face of in the pocket and such, and all these different qualities. How does he absorb the offense? And does he have good coaching? And does he have good skills?
Also, how does he respond to fame and wealth once he's made it past the first hurdle? You've had some success in the NFL. Okay, how do you respond to fame and wealth and the fact that the league is going to figure you out? Are you going to continue to work hard? Because I've seen a lot of quarterbacks have a flash and then they're gone. You know what I mean? Like Jimmy, now you're 29. You're worth $100 million. You've had some injuries. Where is your passion now? How much do you need to be great and need to improve? That's the kind of thing. But anyway, Jeff, thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Zen Garden. I'll see you next weekend, hopefully.
Absolutely, bro.